It all started in Oakland for Tim Hudson. Hudson wore the green and gold to start his career and was a two-time All-Star. But when he switched to the orange and black, he finally got his hands on the ultimate prize. Kendall Graveman is in his first season for the A's, and the young right-hander is showing some flashes of brilliance, but he's coming off back-to-back rough starts. Today, final game of the Bay Bridge Series, Giants, A's, and it's all coming up next.
We're coming to you from AT Park. Lots of sunshine here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon as we wrap up this three-game series, Giants-A's. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a couple of games, one a blowout, the other very close yesterday. Giants have won both of them. They're on a roll right now, and the guy they'd like to add to the party is the guy that's pitching tonight, and that's Tim Hudson.
And Tim Hudson, the only team he has not beaten in his Major League career are the Oakland A's, the team that he came up with, and he'd like to add that to his resume. But more importantly, he'd like to get back on track with the command of his pitches, and that'll be essential in his success today. He'll have to control that sinker. He'll have to get the balls hit on the ground. And you don't have to do a whole lot right now because the offense is clicking, and they have outscored their opponents his last 11 games. 2-1, and because of that, they have won 10 out of their last 11, so they're a very confident bunch.
Should be a fun afternoon here at the ballpark. Giants go for the sweep. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game. We'll have all of that right after this.
It's a good time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 64 degrees here at the yard. Lots and lots and lots of sunshine. Winds at 15 miles per hour. Humidity at 74%. All right, let's take a quick look at the lineup for the A's. It'll be Burns, Vogt, and Zobrist. Reddick will be the cleanup hitter. And you see his RBI numbers. It'll be Davis, Laurie, and Sogard. Marcus Semien will hit 8th and Graveman 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the 4-time All-Star, Tim Hudson. And this is what he has done in 16 starts, 5-8 with a 4.76 ERA. For Hudson, you're going to have to rely on a sinking fastball that'll be high 80s. He's got a hard slider, throw a curveball, changeup, slot, or a split finger, depending on which one feels good that day. And for Hudson, he has never beaten Oakland. He is 0-2 lifetime with a 9.58 ERA. They have been hard on him. He's the only team in the big leagues he has not beaten.
So we get started right on time, and there's a little flare into left field. And coming out of nowhere is Blanco, and he makes the catch. And that's how this game gets started.
Well, you always talk about getting the crowd into the game early, and you always think it's going to be the offense. Well, not always. This is how you light up everybody with a great defensive play. That's our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And look how low to the ground he was when he caught it. About 6 inches above the grass. And that, my friends, is a great defensive play, and that's our Exmo.
And while he's sliding, he cradles it in. How about that? That's a backyard catch right there.
Yeah, it is.
So here's Stephen Vogt. It's got to jack up Hudson a little bit, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely it would. You get that feeling out there as a pitcher that no matter where they hit, it's going to get caught. That's that feeling of invincibility that you love to have.
Vogt hitting .278. He's an all-star. And he takes a backdoor breaking ball high. Behind the dish is Kerwin Danley. And we're told he's a bit under the weather. Rob Drake, DJ Rayburn, Joe West rounds out that crew. Ray Fosse said he was coming in, and he came in right around the umpires did. And he went to shake Kerwin Danley's hand, and Kerwin Danley was like, I got the crud.
So not feeling 100%. He has normally a pretty tight zone, but it's pretty consistent.
Hit on the ground out to Panic. Panic from the outfield grass. 2 outs.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Pence, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy, they'll patrol the left side. Panic and Bell will patrol the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. Kerwin Danley, if you're going to get any width on a corner, it's usually the first base side, inside the lefties, outside the righties, but a low zone.
Here's Zobrist, who had a really great game yesterday as he takes a strike. Zobrist had 3 hits yesterday. He also drew a walk. Hit a home run on Friday, so he's hit for the cycle in this series. Off the line at third is Duffy. And a foul back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He kept thinking that one of these games Buster Posey was going to get the day off. I guess that happened in San Diego, right? It's 0-2, I beg your pardon.
It was, if it's on the schedule right now, you're going to get a day off. Other than that, come to the ball yard, expect to strap it on. But he calls his shots.
Out of play down the left field line.
I mean, I thought it was a bit of a surprise he caught the day game after a night game yesterday. But with Madison Bumgarner, you always expect to see him there. Yeah. And then today, a day game after a day game, he's got a full day to recover.
Wednesday, maybe.
Could be the day game after night game Wednesday going into an off day. You're right.
There's Bum. Picked up his 11th win yesterday. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Stephen Vogt. Or make that Zobrist, and he dribbles it foul. Zobrist, a lot of talk as to where he might go before the trading deadline.
Well, I hope they don't trade Zobrist until at least Wednesday.
You want to get all of his at-bats against
the Dodgers?
Yeah, of course.
A's go down to L.A. after this series for a couple of games.
Down low, 1-2. Maybe away. Giants come in. I mean, they're playing excellent baseball. 10 of 11. There's the score Mike was talking about. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
The previous outing for Hudson, he really had a hard time getting the ball down. Had a lot of misses up and away to lefties. Not a problem today. He's down. His release point much better.
Base hit. So the lines run the other way. Now, this is the day where the kids take the field. They wait for the players to come out of the dugout. Hunter Pence is the one that, and Pagan. Pagan's really good. Pence makes sure everybody waves and got a selfie on the mound. Yeah, no problem. I think that's the first time, maybe.
I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Runner goes. Posey's throw. On the money. Got him. Zobrist had a good jump. It didn't matter. Posey throws him out.
And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
No score. Giants are coming up, and here's their lineup. Facing Kendall Graveman. It'll be Pagan, Panik, and then Duffy. See what he's done the last 11 games. Very impressive. Posey will hit cleanup, then it's Pence, Belt, and Crawford. Blanco will hit 8th, and Hudson 9th.
On the hill today for the Oakland A's will be Kendall Graveman, the 6'2", 185-pound, 24-year-old rookie right-hander out of Alexander City, Alabama. This is what he's done in 15 starts, 6-6 with a 3.78 ERA. He's a sinker baller. You're going to see low to mid-90s with the velocity. He's got a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup mix. Graveman, when he's right, will put the ball on the ground a lot.
See the numbers for Pagan. He's got that average now up to 270. Nope. 2 balls and no strikes. Pagan's good game in this series was on Friday. He went 3 for 4. Took the collar yesterday as he went 0 for 4. Three and 0. Very patient.
I think that's one of the necessary qualities to be a really good leadoff hitter. You have to be patient. Can't be afraid to take a strike, sometimes even 2.
There's a strike. You mentioned the Giants, 1 of 10 of 11, 8-3 against the American League. The A's are 5-4 against the National League. 3-1 pitch to Pagan. Pagan swinging and missing. It's 3-2.
Cut fastball off the sinker.
There's Madison Bumgarner hit a home run, and he picked up the win yesterday. That's a good day. And the walk.
Nice at bat. Take a look at the defense playing for the Oakland Athletics today, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Zobrist, Burns, and Reddick. Simeon and Laurie will be on the left side of the infield. Sogard and Davis will be on the right side. Stephen Vogt will be in the squad, putting down the signs. The best arm in the outfield in right field with Josh Reddick.
So here's Panik. A quick look at Pagan.
Hey, there's the good ship happy face.
Nice and calm out there. The good ship happy face. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of how we feel about this place. This is the good ship happy place. There's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's where Gravewood, like all sinker ballers, wants to be. Knee high on a corner.
Pagan with 5 steals. Panik 0 for 4 on Friday. Came back yesterday, had 2 hits. One of the hits was a double, and he ended up scoring the run that was the difference in the game. Runner goes. Swinging a bouncing ball. That's a fair ball. So Davis will step on the bag. Pagan in scoring position.
All right, time now for a forward right choice. And what do you say we take a look at the way it ended for the A's in the top of the first, with Buster Posey coming up with an absolute pearl of a throw. 1.8 seconds. That's the time it touched his glove to the time it touched Brandon Crawford's glove. And look at all Crawford had to do was catch the ball and drop the glove. Perfect strike. That's our forward right choice.
I didn't think he had a chance.
Well, Zobrist had a huge jump. I didn't either.
So here's Duffy. And Duffy takes one inside for a ball.
But 1.81 seconds, that's extremely fast. If you're a catcher and your unload time from the time you touch it to the time it gets to a middle infielder is 2 seconds, that's acceptable. That's good. So there you get an idea of how good 1.81 is.
2 balls and no strikes.
And this is the jump that Dwayne's talking about. I mean, that is almost a 4-stride jump. You're thinking at that point, see you later, but in the end, because of the throw from Posey, no chance. It's great stuff.
So here it's 2-0 to Matt Duffy, who's got 43 runs batted in. Hits a high drive. Left field. It is out of here. And the Giants are on the board. Duffy, home run number 9.
Kind of a lazy get it in cutter, trying to steal a strike right there, hanging at the belt. And Duffy says, that's where I like him.
Mercer takes a strike.
RBIs number 44 and 45 for Matt Duffy. That's just a beautiful swing. I mean, that's just a direct route of the ball, stayed inside it. Just perfect balance through his lower body.
One and one to Buster Posey, hitting at 320. Taps it foul. 1-2.
You watch the swing of Matt Duffy, and you see some of the balls that he's hit this year. This being his 9th home run, and he didn't have a home run when he was in college at Long Beach State.
No, it's amazing.
He says, "Oh, we played our games at Blair Field in Long Beach. It's and it is. I mean, wind blows in, but they played games on the road too."
Yeah. Outside. 2-2. Well, we asked them. Maybe they didn't have a fence. In the dirt. 3-2.
That ball he just hit, that ball's out of Blair Field. I've played at Blair Field.
You hit a few in Blair Field.
No, I didn't.
No, yes, you did.
Well, I was 14 years old.
It's all right. That's the story we're going with.
You know, he used to hit a lot of balls out of Blair Field was Ron Fairley.
Base hit up the middle.
All right, time now for our Geico quote. Bruce Bochy talking about Duffy. Did he think Duffy would be so successful in the 3-hole? And Boch said, I did. I just like the way he battles up there and uses the whole field. He's got a good eye at the plate. He's a tough out. You like that speed that he has in the 3-hole.
I'm telling you, man, you hit a home run and you're the most popular guy in the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
You had 4 guys that haven't talked to you in a week. Now they're
your best friend. And they're all pitchers and hitting coaches.
Here's Pence. Pence hitting at 306. One ball and no strikes. Two 2-0.
So difficult in this league to pitch from behind the count. And Graveman has been behind in the count a lot today.
Yes, he has. Well, 3-0. He's trying to find it and figure it out in the first inning, and that's hard to do.
Brett Laurie's going to come in from the third base position and try and calm the big fella down. Right there on the mound, you're struggling, and the last thing you want to do is have some infielder come in here and tell you what to do.
Yeah, I've read that body language many times when you were out on the mound.
Now, a pitching coach like Kurt Young, well, that's a different deal. That's a guy who might give you a suggestion as to how to get back on track and get out of your jam. But an infielder, especially a corner infielder, the only thing they know about a hanging slider is that they can hit it.
When Frank Robinson was a player manager, we had a game where he was playing at first, and he couldn't visit the mound unless it was a trip. So he told me one day, he said, go out there right now and tell Gaylord he's not bending his back enough.
Gaylord Perry, and he was pretty crusty. And how many years in the big leagues did you have at that time?
Oh, and hardly a year. I was like, no, he said, seriously, I want you. He's like, oh, come on. So here's Belt. Belt takes a strike. He's hitting at 277. 2 for 3 on Friday. And then yesterday Belt went 1 for 3. Just trying to get the feel for it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Only 1 first pitch strike for Graveman. Two and 1. Overshift is on. Simeon to the right of second base. Brandon Crawford is on deck. Bottom of the first. Belt on the ground, foul. 2-2. Billy Hayes, sweet hands, Billy. There's sweet hands, Billy.
Sweet hands, Billy Hayes.
John Dunston calls him Jacques Cousteau. Spends a lot of time in the water these days.
Yeah, he's a fisherman.
When Sean calls him that, it makes me laugh every time. 2-2 pitch. Here it is to Belt.
And Belt into center field, a base hit. Buster Posey is going to score easily. The throw goes to third. It's 3-0.
And he went down and got one there. That was not a hanger. And this is what a sinker baller wants to do. I mean, he wants to pound the knee highs. And Belt, 2-strike count, just goes down there, launches it right back where it came from. It stayed down nicely through the swing, just sort of shoved it out to center.
So here's Crawford hitting at 266. The next RBI for Crawford will be number 60. And he rolls this one. And everybody's going to be safe. And the bases are loaded. It's an infield hit.
Well, Sogard did a good job just to stop this ball from going in the outfield. That saved a run. It was going to be interesting to see how he was going to get up to a throwing position as laid out as he was. And in the end, he couldn't do it. But the fact that he prevented it from going into right was a good play.
He might have had a shot if he'd have hung on right there. Danny Otero goes down to the bullpen. So here's Blanco. Graveman just took a peek and he noticed somebody was throwing in the bullpen. Blanco's hitting 296. Swing and a miss. No balls in 1 strike.
So he starts him out with the first pitch cutter, and Blanco's jumping on it, or trying to.
Pence, Belt, and Crawford. 1 ball and 1 strike.
.30 pitches in this inning. That is a manager's nightmare.
Tapped. And a foul ball. So we'll reset and do it again. Problem with that is if you're the base runner at third and you're not paying real close attention, the bat was right in the baseline. You could hurt yourself.
Yeah, a little hurdle.
But if you're peeking down to see where home plate is, you're going to obviously notice the bat. So it's 1-2 to Blanco. This is definitely a strikeout situation for Graveman. And he got him. So he needed the strikeout, and that's what he got. And that'll bring up Hudson.
Well, this is a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing you have a pitcher coming up here, the bases loaded, a chance to really blow up an inning. But if he gets a hit here, you're talking about or even walks, you're talking about a backbreaker to that guy on the mound.
Well, Hudson is 4 for 30, but there is a time when he could hit. So every once in a while he will throw out a good at bat. That got Vogt, who seems to get hit twice an inning. It's 1-2.
He does get beat up. Hit him low on the thumb. There's a lot of padding on that glove, but it doesn't help.
Yeah, he's got a thumb guard on as well. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
I saw the graphic that Graveman had his first part of this year. I mean, he was really having a good season. ERA under 2, and then he's hit a bump in the road, and today has continued to be bumpy. Last 2 starts, 8.18 ERA.
Curveball. And Hudson's thinking, well, I need to get that one too. That's going to end the inning. Duffy, the big blast, the 2-run home run. And for Matt Duffy, that's his 9th of the year. He knocks in a pair. It's bye-bye, baby. 3-0 Giants.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, Thursday, August 13th is Grateful Dead Tribute Night. Now you need a special ticket for all the good stuff. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. Reddick takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Reddick hitting at .282. Got in as a pinch hitter yesterday. And the 2-0 pitch to Reddick. Reddick waiting for it, and he lifts a little pop-up foul. It's a hit by the tarp down the left field line. It's 2-1.
It is Cowboy Day here at the yard. Cowboy hats were given out.
Yeah, I was thinking there's a lot of Cowboys here today. I think this is a big hat, no cattle day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down the left field line, fair. Reddick will have a double. Here's our cold hard facts, and it's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. 14 pitchers in Major League history have at least 1 win against all 30 current teams. Tim Hudson has defeated every team except the A's.
I think that's a pretty cool accomplishment. I mean, it really became obtainable once they started the interleague play. Before, if you did it, you had to get traded over to the other league, like Gaylord Perry.
Here's Ike Davis. Davis bounces this one. Panic, tough play, and he makes it. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Hey, Dwayne, I know you're going to be surprised. I've got some good news. It's about Nori Aoki. He's actually en route to San Francisco. As I am speaking, he had a real good game last night, 2 for 3. He scored a run. When he gets here, he's going to be evaluated. If all is well, he will likely be activated tomorrow. Gentlemen?
That is good news, and if you remember, the series that Nori Aoki had against his old team in Milwaukee at the beginning of the year was unbelievable.
I think he had 9 or 10 hits in that series.
So here's Brett Laurie, and that's going to be knocked down by Posey to Hudson. Not in time, but a good effort. And Reddick scores on the wild pitch.
Well, I was wondering how Buster Posey was going to be able to get a throw off. And this is kind of a fun play. Ball skips away, and he goes down and just kind of flips it backhanded. But just too much speed from Reddick and a good jump from Reddick. And it becomes a no contest. But that was fun.
1-0 to Brett Laurie. Hammered into center field, and Pagan's got a beat on it. Two outs, and here's Sogard. Sogard hitting at 249. And the first pitch to Sogard is a strike at the knees. Sogard 1 for 4 on Friday. Came in as a pinch runner in the game yesterday. Fouled off of Sogard's foot, and it's 0-2. Sogard, their super utility guy, although Zobrist is the ultimate super utility guy.
It's the way the game has evolved. You've got to have players like that.
Hit into left center field. Pagan is going to get there, and that's going to end the inning. Giants are coming up. Pagan's going to lead things off.
Ring Central, the easy-to-use business communication solution.
3-1 Giants, and here's Angel Pagan, who will lead things off. Pagan opened up the bottom of the first with a walk. On deck, Panic, and then Duffy. The thing about sinker ball is they can figure it out in a couple of pitches, and all of a sudden it's a different guy out there.
Yeah, the other thing too is you don't worry so much about a 30-plus first inning on sinker balls, because they can have innings where they'll have single-digit number of pitches, 8-pitch inning, 7-pitch inning. Just all a matter of getting that sinker baller under control, harnessed.
One-two pitch. Base hit, center field.
Right back in the stretch. Nice at bat. Well, the NBC Bay Area Investigative Unit, it's the largest on-air team of investigative journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. And you can watch award-winning stories that have helped make the Bay Area a better place at NBCBayArea.com/investigations. Do we know those guys?
Yeah, we do.
Dan Peterson, who is a part of our crew for a long time. It's his dad, Ken, a judge, and his brother, Joe. Judge Peterson has, I'm sure, made a few decisions about some of our NBC Bay Area investigative team.
I wonder if he had to make a lot of decisions about Dan.
Oh, yeah, he was.
I think Dan was trouble.
Oh, yeah. Full-time job, harnessing that kid.
I wouldn't mess with that guy. I don't think you could talk him out of a ticket, could you?
No. He'd listen, though. He'd hear your argument.
Yeah, I probably would. There's a strike to Panic. Panic bounced out to Davis in the first inning. Duffy to follow. Pagan leaning. He does not go. He goes back to first. What a beautiful day. Duck boats out there. Goodness.
Spectacular.
There's a duck boat. Garden's packed. 3-1. Friday nights, Sunday day games. Best.
Yeah.
Here's the Cove. Three and one. See if Pagan goes here. He went in the first inning. He's leaning. He goes. Swinging a slow roller to second. So Sogard will make the play this time. And again, Pagan in scoring position. So twice Panic moved the runner along, although those are not his intentions. The Mets beat the Dodgers. The old former Dodger Juan Uribe with the game-winning hit in the 10th.
He has absolutely torched the Dodgers since he was traded. He was traded to the Braves initially.
Duffy down the right field line and a base hit. Here comes Pagan. Duffy's going to hold at first, and it's 4-1. Duffy's done it again.
Well, he's having a day. It's time for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And earlier in this ball game, first inning, he takes the ball out to left center on a hanging slider. And that was 2 RBIs. And then here he goes the opposite way and adds another RBI. And we were talking about how Duffy has really been hitting in hard luck, been having great at-bats, but a lot of the balls have been finding gloves today. Not the case. And once again, Dan Otero up in the bullpen for the A's. Stay hot, Pat Duffy.
I'm telling you, he's going to be in the mix for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
he
should.
Is.
You know, you have to think the first 5 weeks of the season or so, he was
on the pine,
not playing. Made the team as the 25th guy.
Yeah, it's hard to make the team sometimes when you're on the bottom and you got options left when the other guys don't. But he did.
Well, he was that good. He led the team in hitting in spring training. And he has stayed hot all season long.
Here's Buster Posey, who takes a strike.
So the Giants get that run back. and a chance to add on.
Nice play by Vogt. Raj Mathai's here. Raj came into the booth with, was it Max?
His son Max.
And we tortured Max a little bit. He gave us some grief back, and we all laughed really hard. And another hit for Buster Posey. Duffy's going to put on the brakes. Buster's 2 for 2. And that may be it.
And it is. Here comes Bob Melvin. And they're going to double switch. That's a rough day if you're the guy getting double switched.
Well, it's going to be Danny Otero. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Ticket. Check it out at sfgiants.com/special events.
New pitcher now for Oakland will be the right-hander Dan Otero. This is the 27th time that he has come in. And for Otero, he's going to give you 2 types of fastballs, low 90s, and he will sink a lot of fastballs. Mark Canha stays in the ball game, or comes in the ball game on the double switch. Zobrist goes to second. 4-pitch pitcher Otero, curveball, slider, changeup to go with that sinker.
One ball and no strikes to Pence. Zobrist is now at second. Canha goes to left. Sogard out of the game. Pence wraps this one on the ground to third. This could be a pair, and it is.
Ooh, we don't know. Hang in there. Rob Drake, the first base umpire, making the call, but the Giants are going to look at this one.
I don't know, Mikey.
That's awfully close.
I don't think they'll change that one.
They're going to look at a few more angles, and then it's a coin toss. They're going to wave it off.
Yep. All right. Giants pick up a run on 3 hits. We will head to the third. It's 4-1 Giants.
Giants game and follow the action with In-Game Live, brought to you by Smud. There, you'll find a pitch tracker, live updating box score, real-time play-by-play updates, and much more, only on csnbayarea.com.
Here's Marcus Semien, who takes wide for a ball.
Smud is the Sacramento Municipal Utilities District. Smud.
2-0 to Semien. 251, 8 home runs, 22 driven in. And the outside corner at the knees, 2-1. Hudson with 27 pitches. Foul back.
Semien, a very strong-handed hitter.
Two pitch. Here it is. And he stays alive as he rolls this one in front of the Giants dugout, right to Bruce Bochy. Hey, baby.
Hey, happy birthday, Diane. She's a gamer, babe. And she's on the boat.
You think that is Diane?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's Diane.
Right.
Although she's not the only gamer babe on the boat.
Semien stays alive.
Yeah, that's Diane. No doubt. There is no doubt. Yeah, that's the birthday shake right there.
Diane, very camera shy.
Working hard to get over it.
I don't know what Joe West has got an issue with. Tim Hudson. Hudson's not happy about it. Oh, that's awesome. You're getting a stank eye from the entire Giants dugout, including that guy right there.
Well, that's one thing that this guy lives on, is stank eye.
He likes to give it and he likes to receive it, you think?
It fuels his fire, no doubt.
Well, it ticked Hudson off. 3-2.
Well, they thought it was funny. Yeah, that's called first garlic fry.
Foul down the first base line.
Ty Waller very smoothly went down and picked that ball up. Kind of smoothly.
Kind of smoothly?
Yeah.
3-2 with Canada follow. A battle right now between Semien and Hudson.
A night and day difference today. The way that Hudson's been able to command his pitches in and out, keep it down around the knees, compared to his last outing in San Diego. I mean, they're just two different guys.
So it's 3-2 again. Cued. It's going to worm its way fair. 1 out.
Well, I think you described it perfectly, because that's exactly what it did. It kind of wormed its way down the line. I think off the crack of the bat it was going to go foul, and I think Semien thought it was too. But then the spin on the ball just sort of brings it back into play, and in the end, no brainer right there. Brandon Belt take a bunch of those.
So here's Canna.
Show off his rings. He's got his orange on. I think he was happy last October.
I think he was. So here's Canna. I also think he would be that obnoxious guy that would tick off any other team that the Giants are playing.
That's all right. He waited a long time.
0-1 pitch to Canna. You go around. No. Canna hitting at .231. He started in left field, went 0 for 2, drew a walk against Bumgarner yesterday. He's got some power. High to left in the park to Blanco. He's got some power, and then he took that swing, and I thought that's a broadcaster's jinx right there.
And he's coming back to the A's dugout thinking, I just missed it.
Yeah, he picked up that breaking ball pretty early.
Meanwhile, out on the Cove.
That's the first one of these we've seen in the Cove. Now, not the last.
I know if I got on that thing, my foot would go down the hole in the middle within 2 minutes.
Before the game, we were trying to figure out what that hole was there for. Is Blanco's going to come in, and that's going to end the inning. So a 1-2 inning for Hudson after a battle with Simeon. Bell, Crawford, and Blanco coming up. Ready, the former Giant, 1986, 87, 88, although played all over the place. In 87, listen to these numbers. What a great catch. 325, and although also played for the Expos, Padres, Indians, A's, Angels, and Yankees. He's a good guy. From around here, right?
From Monterey. He and his wife Gina from Monterey.
Raised a good family. Wanted to come home after being part of Mike Matheny's staff in St. Louis. Belt takes high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really a good teammate, smart player. I always thought that he'd be a manager by now. Still might happen for him. More than capable.
He's talking to Mike Gallego.
They have a good staff in Oakland.
Yes, they do. Foul back, 1-2. Well, how is he connected to Bob Melvin? Well, one went to Stanford, one went to Cal. Teammates during those years here. Mariners first base coach, hitting coach, bench coach. See, there you go.
He's been with Melvin in 3 cities.
So Melvin can't shake him. Is that what you're saying?
No.
2-2.
But they're a good 1-2 punch.
Belt waited nicely and fouls it back. Overshift is on for Belt.
One thing this Giants offense has really done well since the 8th of July, when they were 43 and 43, is that they have become an add-on offense. And they give themselves a chance to score a lot. And in these last 11 games, when they've gone 10-1, they have outscored their opponents by a bunch. How much you say? 72-31.
Got him. So Belt, after a battle, strikes out. And here's Crawford.
In the last 11 games, when they've gone 10-1, there you see they've outscored their opponents 72-31. Batting average are hitting 330. Average of the scoring position hitting 328. They have made 3 errors in those 11 games, and their ERA has been 2.5. You're going to win a lot of ball games, and those numbers stack up in that way.
Crawford down the left field line. That'll be foul. Crawford picked up an infield hit in the first inning. And it over. He's surrounded, isn't he?
Yeah, he is surrounded. He's traveling in good company.
0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Oh, let's take a look at the play. I got it. I got this one. I got it. I got it. Barehander. Wedged between the heels of his hands.
Down low. The woman next to him brought her glove. The one on his left with the A's jersey on. I actually don't think that she was that thrilled, by the way.
That he caught it? Yeah, she did?
I think that was a celebration. That here's a base hit for Crawford. So Crawford's 2 for 2.
Nice opposite field approach with 2 strikes.
So here's Blanco. Blanco with the bases loaded and 1 out. Great RBI opportunity for him in the first. He struck out. So here's the Giants left fielder. And he drives one down the left field line. A long run for Canna. And Canna's going to make the catch. Blanco's thinking, I do that in the first inning.
Well, would have been a sac fly and a run. That's exactly what's crossing his mind right now as he heads back to the dugout.
So here's Hudson. Hudson struck out looking to end the first inning. And he drives him down the left field line. That's a base hit. Crawford's on the move. Canna cuts it off, and they're going to throw up the stop sign. It's a double for Hudson.
And you know what he's thinking? Why didn't I do that back in the first inning?
Right.
Set up on the outside corner, and this thing comes right back middle inside corner. And Hudson says, I can hit a little bit, and indeed does. So a 2-out double and sets it up for Angel Pagan.
And if this ball gets by Canna, then Crawford's going to score. Pagan is 2 for 2. Foul back. A good rip. It snowballs in 1 strike.
Yeah, he was not fooled.
Going away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's how you wear it.
Wear it any way you want.
That's part about a cowboy hat. There are no rules.
Burns out in left center field, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. 4th inning coming up.
Against Chris Bassett and proceeds to unload at a 3-2 count. That's his 3rd home run of the season, his 9th in his career. And that was a big run because the Giants would need every run they could get in a 2-1 victory. That is our Solar Company electrifying play of the week. You can go back to 2014, most home runs at AT Park. Well, Bumgarner's on the list.
Yeah,
he's got 6.
He's chasing Pence and Morse and the Panda. Here's Vogt. He can hit, that young man. Vogt bounced out to Joe Panik. And a strike. Brewers will be in here tomorrow night. The A's will head to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers. Look out. 2 balls and a strike. I believe that Dodger series starts on Tuesday. Sonny Gray against Brett Anderson. Wednesday, Drew Pomeranz against Clayton Kershaw. Down the right field line. It's a short porch down there, and it is foul.
Right into the Virgin American box.
Where we did a game once, and we had so much fun that they never allowed us back.
Yeah, you know, we need to do a day game there. Now let's take a look. How'd they do? Did they make the play?
I'm saying no.
Yeah, I think that's a good scout report.
Foul back. They're telling us in the truck the day we go out there is the day it's going to rain in July or August.
And it'll be a drought buster. See, that's the way your brother described it, the truck. An old farmer.
Well, his lawn is brown too. It's the year of the brown lawns.
It's the year of the brown lawn.
Or, as some people, replacing that lawn with AstroTurf or fake grass.
Not a bad idea.
It's great. Hit out to Blanco. And here's Zobrist. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy, what do you got?
All right, guys, we always like to recognize a good Giant. We've got one in the house. It's the A's bench coach, Mike Aldrete, who began his career with San Francisco. He was a Giant from 86 to 88. He had very nice things to say about our very own Mike Krukow. He said his very first day in the Bigs, he had a message on his hotel phone from Mr. Krukow. Meet me tomorrow morning in the lobby. I'm going to take you around the town. They were in Philly. So he did so, and he said, Mike, you taught him the do's and don'ts of baseball. You taught him how to play the game and how to love the game. He also said he loved that era of Giants player because they did it right. Guys?
In Philadelphia. Remember where you took him?
I do. I took him right down into Little Italy.
Where he would be very, very comfortable.
He was a hit, a major hit. But, you know, it was great. It's great to see young players come up that are smart players.
Here's Reddick.
And Aldrete was a small player. He had one of the best opposite field approaches for a left-hand hitter I ever saw. And he said that he played in a ballpark where it was a short. There was almost there was a short fence to right field to keep if the ball went over the fence, the game would stop. So he learned to hit the ball to left field just so they didn't have to stop the game.
Yeah. Reddick doubled in the second. Zobrist another hit.
15 double plays have come off the arm of Tim Hudson. Could use one right now.
2-1 to Reddick.
Reddick not an easy guy to double up. He's only hit into 5 and 327 at bats. Very good speed.
Gets underneath this one into right field. Pence will battle the elements. And that'll bring up Ike Davis. I'm watching Reddick. Reddick got to the top second of the dugout, turned around and saw the replay on the big board, and then did the Gumby shoulders.
He's thinking he just missed one.
Here's Ike Davis. He bounced out to Panic in the second inning. Breaking ball down low, strike, and it's 0-1.
Get those low strikes with Kerwin Danley. I think Kerwin Danley has one of those strike zones that has really improved as his career has worn on. He's worked very hard to become a good balls and strikes umpire. When he first came up, he was a little inconsistent, and the corners would breathe a little bit, but I mean, he does a nice job, and it's a pretty consistent zone. I don't see much rubbernecking going on when he's out there behind the plate. Rubbernecking from hitters looking back at him.
Driven into the gap. Triples alley. Nobody's going to get there. And the Giants catch a break. Unbelievable. How about that? Zobrist has got to go back to third. It's just the way the angle is it hit the bricks out in right field and it shot into the bleachers.
This is going to be a run in and a man on third base. Instead, it bounces up. I mean, if they think this was interfered with, they're going to look at it, and then if that's the point, then it becomes a discretion of the umpire as to what they think it could be. It doesn't have to be an automatic ground rule double.
I get that, but I don't think it was. I think it was headed into the bleachers.
It hits the brick wall, caroms right towards the bleachers, and it doesn't matter. Do you think it would have gone in? I don't know. Did the guy with the gray shirt touch it?
Well, the guy, if this hits this guy in the boiler, well, then it's over the fence.
Well, they're going to look at it.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
And I agree with you. I think it's going to be a ground rule double, and I think the call is going to stay.
But I also can see why Bob Melvin would want them to have a look at it.
Oh, you're right. You're down 3 runs. That's a run and a runner at third.
That's, you know what? When it's all said and done, the guy held onto the beer and he got a souvenir.
So they've made the ruling, and the runners are going back to second and third. And Melvin just indeed wanted to hear what the ruling was. Well, it's the boiler rule.
Yeah. If it hits you in the boiler, then it's over the fence. The guy in the gray shirt is the one that could have been the issue.
One more look. Did the guy in the gray? I think he did catch it. Yeah, it was going to go over the wall. Good call.
So here's Brett Laurie. Away from the target, 1 ball and no strikes. Billy Butler, by the way, is on deck. Two balls and no strikes.
Hudson being very careful with Laurie. Laurie, his last at bat, hit a fly ball, and he thought he had just missed one.
So it's 3-0. Hudson turned around and looked back at the mound as if he may have slipped. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
There's a shot right there. I thought they might turn him loose with the green light.
He's an aggressive hitter. And he's got a base hit to right field. Here comes Pence. Pence is going to get the ball home. It's cut off by Posey. Coming in to score is Zorbush, so the run scores anyway. Because the ball was hit so hard, Davis had to stop at third, and it's a 4-2 game.
A nice opposite field swing of the bat there by Laurie.
So Yasmero Petit is headed down to the bullpen.
This will be a red alert. He's got a pretty good jog going down there. And they're going doubles defense with the outfield, playing him deep.
2 outs. Strike to Butler. Butler has had the most at bats lifetime against Hudson than anybody on this roster. 24. Actually, that's not true. Ike Davis has 24 at bats. Butler's 2 for 4 lifetime. Runner goes, swinging a foul. On the move was Brett Laurie. It's 0-2. So Davis is at third. A run in for the A's. Got a piece in and out of the glove of Posey. It stays at 0-2.
Posey wanted that fastball up across the letters. It was a little bit too much strike zone in the mind of Buster Posey. There's a high target there. This thing goes out away at the belt. Butler just catching a piece.
Scribner is in the bullpen getting loose for the A's. Driven to right and foul, and another one into the Virgin American booth.
Yeah, found a good home. There you go.
Did Big Brother try to steal that?
Oh, he was reaching in the cookie jar right there.
He'll wait till she falls asleep first tonight.
Yeah, Big Brothers are sneaky.
0-2. One and two. Davis at third. Laurie at first. 4-2 Giants. Fourth inning. Pitch number 64 for Hudson. Out of play. So Butler in a battle. So Hudson trying to get the Giants off the field here in the fourth. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Posey setting up in. A little pop up. Panic out. And Panic cannot hang on. Coming in to score is Davis. And it's 4-3. What an effort. He had it. Just briefly.
Just a little blooper out in the Bermuda Triangle. And Panic comes up with this one. It would have been one of the best ones we've seen in a while. Just not enough glove to get to it. That little second baseman's glove.
Meeting on the Mound is brought to you by Ring Central, a leader in team communications. So now the tying run is at third. And the hitter will be Marcus Semien. So Hudson got a pop-up, but Billy Butler found a spot in that outfield. Almost to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. Hudson's going to rub up a new baseball. On the ground sharply, and this is going to end the inning in a nice play by Crawford. Giants hang on to the lead, but the A's are coming back. It's 4-3.
Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Well, the Brewers are coming to town tomorrow for 3 games. Monday, Tuesday games, both 7:15 starts, and Wednesday will be day baseball in the city with a 12:45 start. You need tickets to see these Brewers-Giants games. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Evan Scribner going to come into the ballgame now for Oakland. Take a look at what he has done. 2-2 with a 4.08 ERA in 42 games. 51 strikeouts against 4 walks. I mean, he's a command specialist. High 3/4 release. Low 90s fastball. He'll cut a lot of fastballs. He's got a curveball and a slider as well.
Hey, they're back.
Well, the guy on the right's got the vehicle. Yeah. That's the one.
Panic takes a strike. We saw this vehicle in the middle yesterday. Grady Lever, our AD here in the booth, gave us some information that I think it can go 85 miles an hour on the ground.
45 miles an hour in the water. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that. You need that. And they're not available to the public yet.
Foul back.
But if you're in the police department or with the military, you can get one.
You mean to tell me George Costa couldn't get one of those? He might have one in his garage.
2, are you kidding?
Low, it's 1-2.
Scribner in his 3rd year at the big league level. 30 years of age. Just turned 30.
Davis kicks it around. 1 out. And that'll bring up Duffy.
Duffy has had a day.
He got the game-winning RBI yesterday, and he's got 3 RBIs today. A home run in the first, an RBI single in the second. With Buster Posey on deck. Foul back. Good swing.
That's a 1-0 count, and that's a little greed behind the swing of Duffy, who's already got a home run today.
Yeah, it's Country Day today. That was the giveaway.
Saddle Rack sponsored the giveaway. This is really a popular giveaway. But you take a look around the ballpark, you'd swear you're at the Mid-State Fair.
Yeah. Every once in a while, the Giants will give away something where I'll get your family Christmas card and you're wearing what they gave away. This could be the year of that one. And it's always a very entertaining Christmas card, I might add. Three balls and 1 strike. It's hard to get everybody together these days to get Christmas card pictures taken.
It happens like once a year for us.
3-2 now to Duffy. Got lost on the freeway.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Right back to Scribner, who does the backhand play. 2 outs.
Yeah.
It made a lot more people than just you feel good when you did that.
See you later. Good day today for the Giants. Dodgers went down to defeat New York.
How did that series go? Did it go 2-2?
No, Mets took 3 out of 4.
So the Kershaw win was their only win. Posey down the right field line, and that's going to be his 3rd hit, and he's going to have to motor. Reddick's got a good arm, and he makes it. Catcher's legs. End of July. Buster Posey going for 2.
Oh, when he turned it on around first, I thought, I don't know if that's a good thing. Reddick's got a great arm, and he's very accurate. And it was going to be a close play. And let's watch him go. I mean, he had this idea right out of the box. Right here, this is his call. And I'm going for it. Head down.
Buster, just don't get hurt, Buster. Watch that ankle. Don't get hurt. Here's Pence. Yeah, strike to Pence.
Giants trying to get some of those runs back. He's got the top of the 4th.
Yep.
Whew. We all said the same thing, Buster.
0-1 to Pence. Breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Another than 2. Belt on deck. Giants now with 10 hits in the game. Yep, keep an eye on those 2. Tap slowly. Simeon charging. And they got him on a close play, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a double, 1 left. Through 4. It's 4-3 Giants.
By Stanford Healthcare. Visit us at stanfordhealthcare.org.
It's a 4-3 lead for the Giants as we head to the 5th.
Lots of activity in McCovey Cove. On a beautiful day, you would expect nothing less.
Canna's going to lead things off. Then Burns, then Vogt. Strike. McKenna hit a fly ball to left in the third inning. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Burns and then Vogt. 6 hits for the A's. The Giants with 10. And the 1-1. Swinging a line drive, base hit, center field.
And just like that, Hudson right back in the stretch.
Very important employees were honored by the Giants before the game.
There's Marita on the left and Christina. They take care of us in our cafeteria every day. They're fantastic. Being acknowledged today. And there's Bree.
Bree's in the middle. 3 really good ones, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, good girls.
Here's Burns. Burns is 0 for 2. This is the type of guy that Burns here could try to bunt for a hit. And even if he doesn't get a hit, he could screw things up, and at worst, you get a guy on second with 1 out. And he slashes one to Blanco, who makes the catch. Burns has had some pretty good at-bats in this series. And that'll bring up Vogt.
Well, you can see how he's hitting over 300 just by the way that he's gone about taking his at-bats. A contact hitter, puts the ball in play. He's got great speed.
Vogt is 0 for 2. He also lined out to Blanco. He did that in his last at-bat. Quick toss, and McKenna gets back.
Close.
Always pretty quick, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's got some of the quickest feet in all of the National League. You're talking about pitchers on the mound. Hudson played center field when he was at Auburn University, when he wasn't pitching. I mean, he's a great athlete.
Well, you always look for those guys that can do a lot of different things to help you win other than pitch. Fields his position, holds runners on, hits, bunts, and you could say that about Hudson. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Good change up. Hey, the Gamer babies are here. Yes, they are. That one on the left, that's got to be month and a half. The other one probably 7 months, 8 months.
It's just beginning. Out of play, it's 0-2.
Yeah, it's about nap time.
Yep, I feel the same way.
Yeah, this is just about your time, isn't it?
It is. Actually, we're about an hour behind.
Yep. It's a great age. You can put them in one spot, they don't move.
That's a pretty good spot, though.
And mom's lap, that's always a good spot.
0-2 to Vogt.
Ooh. Great 0-2 pitch right there. Just let your movement take it out of the strike zone away at the knees. And the key to that pitch is down, because it does set up everything from here. Now, because it is down, you could come back and try and cut the outside corner. You could go to the other side of the plate. You could bounce some breaking balls at home. Try to.
Got him.
Well, you go right back out again and get him to chase.
First strikeout.
Goes right back outside. And their two-seam fastball, you can see the movement away. And Vogt in protect mode. Goes right after it. It's a big out.
Here's a guy the Giants haven't quite figured it him out, and that's Zobrist. First 2 times up in the series, he struck out. Since then, he hasn't made an out. He's got 2 singles in this game. And Joe West said he went around. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
All right, did he go? Oh, yeah. He hits that ball. It's out of here. What are you talking about? Take me home. Gamer babes. They're feeling it. They are feeling it.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Yep, born June 12th.
So you were just about right.
Tennis Gamer baby.
Two balls, 1 strike. Nope, 3-1.
That's a big pitch for Hudson right here.
It really is. He doesn't want to walk Zobrist. That would put the tying run in scoring position. I'm sure he doesn't really want to give him a whole lot to hit. 3-2.
Well, he paints the outside corner. And now he's got to do it again.
This will be pitch number 81, and with this pitch, Canna is going to be on the move. Full foul right into the A's dugout. We'll do it again.
Looked like Zobrist's going to swing no matter where that pitch was at. That was a ball off the plate in at the belt. He was hacking.
So it's 3-2 with 2 outs. Runner goes. Hit out to Blanco. Side retired. Belt, Crawford, Blanco, 3 lefties coming up.
Bottom of the 5th. You just got to look at the Giants assistant athletic trainer. That is Eric Ortega. Now, people are coming up with great ways to find out what their baby is going to be when they're born, boy or girl. Today, they found out here. Eric and his wife, Alicia, are expecting a baby in December, and there you have it. I hope your family, Eric, bought a whole lot of pink because it is a girl. Baby girl Ortega due in December. We wish you all the luck, all the love in the world. Have fun. Baby girls. Guys?
Good news. Good luck.
Well, a couple of guys up here that have daughters.
Yeah. And what do we say? It's never boring with daughters.
No, it is not.
I don't care if you have one or a dozen. It's never boring.
It is. You want a little color in your life? Have a daughter.
You want to lose the color in your hair? Have a daughter. Belt! Foul. But fun to watch. When I knew you, you didn't have gray hair.
I did not.
First time I met you, and then Tessa showed up, and Viola, there you were.
And that was. That's right. It's not voila, it's Viola.
The 1-2 to Belt is high, 2-2.
A few years ago, we went into a city and we saw a commercial, and one of the broadcasters that was broadcasting in that city we were in.
So we're going to foul. Did a radio spot, right?
Did a radio spot, and we heard the radio spot come to the ballpark, and somebody had apparently they had misspelled a word in the copy, and when he was reading it, instead of saying voila, he said Viola. So we've kind of used that as a running joke for a number of years.
Like an in-house thing. Triples alley, but Burns and Reddick will both get there. It's Reddick who makes the catch. Watch live TV now with the NBC Bay Area app. See breaking news, investigations from NBC Bay Area News, plus your favorite NBC shows live and on demand. You just simply download it, watch live TV now from the menu, register, and you're good to go.
A couple of veterans right there. They definitely know how to use the paddleboard. Well,
for the
at
one
least she does.
Here's Crawford. Crawford's 2 for 2. And he takes a strike.
A big old balloon curveball. Better than a wetsuit. Just wear your khakis. Not a problem.
Well, that would lead me to believe that he didn't know that he was going to be doing this today.
Going good. You're going good. Not going good. Had his oar turned around the wrong way, too. Rookie.
Crawford goes the other way. Canna shading his eyes, and Canna caught it, and maybe the ball caught him. Turns out to be a nice play.
Well, it really was. This is an exercise in persistence. And I don't know how much the ball he saw. He goes up there trying to protect his face, shade his eyes, and in the end, he snow-coned it.
You get it right in the middle of the pocket, but then it almost rolled out.
Great play.
Here's Blanco. Strike call to Blanco. Adrianza, A-Ray Adrianza's on deck. Oh, 0-2 to Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 2. Here's Eddie Montague.
Umpire supervisor.
Blanco out on 3 pitches, and he's going to say I fouled it, and he did foul it. So, and Vogt says no, you didn't. And Kerwin Danley said, well, I believe Blanco.
Well, Bob Melvin going to come out and ask for a little help. All right, let's see if he caught a piece.
Yeah, he absolutely did. See the ball, the spin on the ball change? Just watch the spin on the ball.
Well, Stephen Vogt saying no way, but the play's going to stand.
Watch the spin. Never changes.
I'm thinking they have a pretty good point. I was trying hard to see it too.
Well, I was just trying to help everybody along. Out of play.
You know, we showed Eddie Montague, who was a long-time umpire and a good one. He's now the umpire supervisor. It's a milestone day for Joe West, who is the. Maybe you can hear a little sound right there. Joe West, crew chief at third base. This is his 4,768th game, and that ties him for third most in baseball history.
Blanco's going to bounce out to Davis, and that'll end the inning. Affeld's coming in. It's 4-3. Giants.
Ball at bat is up to the moment with live in-game highlights, live look-ins, all kinds of good stuff. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or your tablet.
It's a 4-3 lead for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Jeremy Affeldt, the new pitcher now for the Giants. This is his 35th game, and this is a big game for Affeldt. And he's looking to get the confidence back since he's come back off that disabled list. And it may sound like a small thing, but I think strike one is a very important pitch for him today.
Facing Josh Reddick, and it's just a little low. 1 ball and no strikes. Contos is up in the Giants bullpen. And there's a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ike Davis and then Brett Laurie. Good breaking ball, 1-2.
That's exactly what he needs to do. It's amazing how strike one can relax you. He said when he had gone through his rehab, he said he got his sink back, he got his curveball back, and that is a great curveball right there.
Foul back through another one.
See, some guys are just born to wear cowboy hats, man.
And others not. 1-2. 93. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, that's his velocity, and when he's right, you'll see 93, but you'll see it with sink. So for him to get that velocity and then to get balls hit on the ground, that's where they're trying to get back to. Kind of lost that prior to going on to the disabled list.
Out of play. Buster wanted that pitch in, and he got it there. It's 2-2. What a terrific career this guy's had.
No, he really has had a great career, and his postseason career is one of the best in history.
Hit out to Blanco. 1 out.
1 strike, 1 out. Does wonders to build confidence for somebody looking for it.
Davis is 1 for 2. Giants hanging on to a 1-run lead. At the knees, and a called strike. Good breaking ball. This one's a bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. $17 hits in the game. Giants with 10, the A's with 7. Hit on the ground towards the hole. Crawford on the back end. And the throw is high. And it goes into the A's dugout. So Bruce Bochy's coming out. And a good job by FL. It's going to be a double switch, but here's Crawford setting up.
Well, he knew he had time because Ike Davis doesn't run that well. And a rare overthrow. Not a whole lot that Brandon Belt, even at 6'5" tall, can do.
So Conto's coming in. Double switch. Maxwell goes to left. It's 4-3 Giants.
Seventh time that he's come in. 2-1 with a 1.51 ERA. Outstanding season for Contos. 41 base runners allowed in 47 2/3 innings. Yesterday he broke a streak. He had inherited 26 runners and had not allowed a run to score. And yesterday was the first time that he did allow a run. Actually, I guess it was game 1, wasn't it?
It was, yes, game 1.
Still a remarkable streak to take it into July this deep and be perfect in that regard. And he'll be asked to try and do it again. It's a runner in score position with 1 out.
Here's Brett Laurie. Chopped to Duffy. Duffy just got him. That's close play right there.
Yeah, that's a good play. And Duffy really had to react quickly. I mean, he was long stride to get to that ball, and it was going to have to be a quick exchange, glove hand to bare hand, if you're going to have any chance. Brett Laurie moves well. Just from the hip, and indeed, he gets it over to first base in time. But watch the exchange off the right foot, and a bullet, and they just do get him by about the length of his shoe.
So this is Sam Fuld who's going to pinch hit. Fuld hitting at 204, lots of speed. With Fuld, you got to speed everything up if it's hit on the ground. One-0 pitch is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Drew Pomeranz is in the A's bullpen getting loose. It's Pomeranz. 1 ball and 1 strike. Out of play. So Contos ahead in the count. Is that where the ball ended up?
Yep. Some guys just born to wear cowboy hats.
Some are not. One and 2. Got him.
Nasty slide.
And that ends the inning. Maxwell, Pagan, Panic coming up.
Brokers, insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEPINS.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It's a 4-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Drew Pomeranz, a new pitcher now for Oakland, 4-3 with a 3.77 ERA. 28 walks in 62 innings. That's about the only blemish on the report card. Just 50 hits allowed in 62 innings. You're going to see a low 90s fastball. He'll sink and cut it. He's got a curveball and a changeup. High 3/4 release. But he can get a wild hair up his nose, no doubt.
And it's Maxwell to lead things off. And a strike. Pagan. Panic. The A's notes, and they're good notes, list Pomeranz as starting on Wednesday against Kershaw. Today's Sunday. He can still start.
Yeah, he could.
Just inside, Pomeranz trying to hit the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. I think everybody around town would love to see Barry Zito get called up by the A's.
That would be a great story.
Out of play, 2-2.
He had a great spring training this year for Oakland, and but did not make the team. He said, "I'll go down to Nashville, the AAA club." And he's had a nice season. So if indeed they were to make the call to go down and get him, I mean, he's done it the old-fashioned way. He's earned it to get back here.
2-2.
And we hope that happens.
Zito, he's a music guy, right?
Yeah.
What a great town to be in.
Oh, he's taking full advantage of that. That you can assure yourself. This is a Zito fan. A lot of Zito fans here in the Bay Area, on both sides of the Bay. He was a good Giant. And they'll tell you in Oakland he was a good A.
Got him. So Maxwell out swinging on a high fastball. Heard you and Ray Fosse talking about Barry Zito before the game. I'm sure Ray feels the same way about Zito that we do.
I think everybody spends any time around Barry Zito, you're going to feel that way. It's just a big leaguer on and off the field.
Here's Pagan. Pagan, a walk, a single, and a fly ball to center field. Now batting right-handed for the first time in this game. One ball and one strike. Joe Panic on deck. Up high, 2-1. All Giants early, and the A's have crawled back. It's 4-3. Away from the target, 3-1. The 3-1 to Pagan. See if he gets a good pitch to hit. Breaks his bat, flips one out to left, and coming in is Canna, and he makes the catch.
The fastball just in up the bat a little bit. Have to break the bat.
So here's Joe Panic. No hits today. He's 0 for 3.
There's a strike at the knees. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. Nothing in 2.
Pomeranz is cruising. He's got a nice little hop on that fastball.
And Panic just stays alive. It remains 0-2.
Pomeranz really a swingman. He's made 9 starts for the A's. You know, the point you made about him due to pitch later this week against Clayton Kershaw in Los Angeles. I mean, there aren't many guys around that can accept that role of swingman, come out of the pen or start. And he has done a good job of it.
It's 0-2 to Joe Panic.
Try to go down the dirt. Fish ain't biting. Oh, they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah. 1-2 to Panic. And Joe stays alive with a little tapper at home plate.
There's a lot going on out in the bleachers. She's an authentic fan. You can just tell. Bleachers. A lot of fun going on the bleachers. Never a dull moment.
Soft line drive, and that'll end the inning. Through 6 innings here at AT&T Park, it's a 4-3 lead for the Giants. And so did Graveman. Both are out of the game. Hudson left after 5. He threw 82 pitches. Duffy's had a big day. And Hudson's trying to pick up that win against the A's.
Well, he's on line. Giants bullpen is going to have a lot to say about it.
So here's Marcus Semien to lead things off. Canna to follow. There's a call strike. And Semien fouls it out of play.
You watch the way that George Canto starts his motion, and he's very systematic. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, go. And this is with nobody on base. But it's his own way of gathering rhythm and getting his weight gathered on the back foot. Boom, 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 go.
Foul back.
One step, parallels his foot to the rubber, lift up, gather on the back leg, stride, and that shoulder, front side up top above the belt, and then down below, all in sync as he unfolds his body towards his target. There's good drive towards his glove, catcher's glove. I mean, he's really worked hard to make that a very compact, repeatable motion. And this is something that we saw him have when he first got up here. He's always had a great consistency to get the balls in the strike zone, to hit the glove on whatever side of the plate he was trying to throw to. But now he's adding more movement, more different pitches. And it's really made a huge difference in his year. He's got a lot of pitches that he has confidence to throw to lefties or righties in any situation, in any count.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And now it's 3-2.
So kept trying to go below the strike zone with that slider, and Semien, to his credit, is laid off. Canna on deck. Canna got into the game in a rare second inning double switch. You don't see many of those.
We do not.
Eric Sogard, the victim.
3-2. Got him. Check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, guys, it's time for our fan photo contest. Who made it today? It is sponsored by T-Mobile. Lionheart, who says, my parents never miss a San Francisco Giants game. Remodel Central. I mean, true gamers. House under construction. Go out on the deck, wrap up in some Giants gear, and watch the game. If you want to get on a future broadcast, you need to tweet us a photo to hashtag CSNBA DataStrongFan. Guys.
All right.
It's all about the attitude.
So does Amy pick or somebody else?
Oh, Amy.
Just, I mean, she's got some authority now.
Oh, yeah. Very powerful.
Canna pops this one up. Duffy will watch this one reach the seats. You see the flags and how they're blowing here at this ballpark.
Well,
hard to tell though. They'll be blowing one way there and behind us another way. Red alert in the bullpen. It's 0-1 to Canna. On the ground. Panic to Belt. 2 outs. And here's Billy Burns. Burns is popped out to Blanco, who made a terrific catch. Then he popped out to Blanco again. And then he lined out to Blanco. Well, Blanco's not in the game. It's Maxwell now in left. In the dirt, Buster Posey getting out of Dodge. 1 ball and no strikes. Duffy is way in at third.
just taken away. Kind of how the A's played Brett Butler in the '89 World Series. Burns a very difficult guy to strike out. I mean, he puts the bat on the ball. And he's the kind of guy that doesn't have to hit the ball sharply to get on base. I mean, a slow ground ball on the left side of the infield. Good luck if he's batting from the left side. He's a switch hitter.
Almost looked like he tried to slap that one past Duffy. It's 1-2.
Making a play, taking his bow, taking care of his girl.
And grab some pie.
Mom can be your girl. Come on.
Absolutely. Tap foul. It remains 1-2. Cantos, pitch number 19 for him. Remember, he's got 2 outs in the 6th. Tap foul, third base side, right to Madison Bumgarner.
You know, a game that we used to play when we were kids, and it was a great game, Pepper. You'd see guys playing around the ballpark, Pepper. Then there were signs that said no Pepper playing around home, but Pepper was a big part of your day. And that's kind of how Burns takes his at bat. I mean, he plays Pepper with a pitcher. Doesn't have a lot of swing.
Yeah, Pepper went by way of the grounds crew saying, you're not going to chew up our grass around home plate or wherever you're going to play.
See a lot of those pictures of old ballparks, especially minor league ballparks, behind for home plate. No Pepper.
Burns plays Pepper with the folks down the left field line.
I saw when he was a little boy, I think 8, 9 years old, learned, and he knew how to read. And he saw that. He says, Dad, why don't they let you have Pepper at the ballpark?
Yeah, no kidding.
Why no peppering, but you can have salt? I don't understand.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And another foul. Burns is going to wear Cantos out.
That's what he does. But Burns making some friends up in the stands, providing souvenirs.
One ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. Dodgers lost. The Mets beat them today in extra innings, 3-2. Phillies beat the Cubs again, big time today, 11-5. Panic, spins, throws, got him. Nice play, and they'll end the inning. Duffy, Posey, Pence coming up. 4-3 Giants.
Johnson was inducted into the Hall of Fame. 303 lifetime victories. This is his 300th career win, and he did it in a Giants uniform against the Nationals June 4th of 2009, and it was our pleasure to have been associated with Randy Johnson, a true champion and indeed a true Hall of Famer, celebrating there with his children. And that is our McDonald's True Stories. Played for Montreal, Seattle, Houston, Arizona, the Yankees, and then ended his career as a Giant. Fourth winningest left-handed pitcher in Major League history, and had the second most strikeouts in Major League history, second only to Nolan Ryan. 5 Cy Young Awards, and just a champion.
Quite disappointed he didn't go in wearing a Giants cap.
Yeah, well,
come on. 5 Cy Youngs.
He was something.
Yeah, we love showing this highlight. This was a scrum that the Giants and D-backs got involved in, and Randy Johnson, in the middle of that scrum, picked up what he thought was his cap. Didn't quite fit. He's like, what's going on here? We laughed so hard that day.
It never gets old. It never gets old. And lo and behold, he wound up wearing the uniform.
Here's Duffy, who takes a pitch inside, 1-0.
And we might add congratulations to John Smoltz and Pedro Martinez and Craig Biggio, who went along into the class of 2015 in Cooperstown along with Randy Johnson.
And that pop-up is going to be out of play. Also, our colleague won the Ford C. Frick Award was Dick Enberg. But those are the gentlemen that Mike was talking about. All deserving.
Craig Biggio, only Major League player with 3,000 hits. Just an unbelievable resume.
We're looking at the number of wins for Pedro Martinez. What did it say, 220?
Let's see those numbers again. I don't think he had 220.
The 1-2 is high, 2-2. So Tim Hudson and Pedro Martinez, the same amount of career wins, 219.
Smoltz with 154.
The tap to Pomeranz. He will take his time.
Smoltz with 154 saves. And then talking about Biggio, the only big league player with 3,000 hits, 230 home runs, 600 doubles, and 400 steals. And there you see the numbers for Martinez. 119 games over 500 with 3,100 strikeouts. Man, just great credentials across the board with all 4 of the inductees today.
So with 1 out, here's Buster Posey, who's 3 for 3. Buster's got that average up now to 326. There's Lopez getting loose. And a ground ball. Simeon could not get it out of his glove. Posey's 4 for 4. Have a day.
Have a day, Buster Posey. And a big play in the first inning was Ben Zobrist trying to steal, and Buster Posey coming up with a laser beam throw right to Crawford, who puts the tag on, and Zobrist out by a bunch. So Posey doing it with the glove in his arm and with the bat today. Posey now hitting 328 because it was 4 for 4 day.
Here's Pence. Runs that ball in tight to Pence. 1 ball and no strikes. Foul back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Our old teammate Jim Barr would tell a rookie, hey, take a look at that good-looking girl. She's sitting up there next to that guy in the cowboy hat. And the rookie would look up there and he'd say,
yeah.
Where?
Okay.
Which hat? He'd say, yeah, it'd be a day game in Los Angeles. Sit next to the guy in sunglasses. Well, the whole stadium's up there in sunglasses. And the rookie would look. It's great stuff.
2-1 to Pence.
Rookies.
Foul back. You got to have them, though.
Yeah, you do. I think rookies are really important this time of year. Giants about a week away from the dog days of summer as they head into August and they start to hit some of the hot cities on the road. You look for energy and rookies can give them to you.
Down low.
Plus, I think for a big leaguer, it's fun to see something that they thought was special. Big league hit, first big league knock, seeing a city for the first time. To see it all over again through a rookie's eyes, I think that's really important.
It is. 3-2 pitch. Out of play.
He's just missed 2 now.
Yeah, Pence putting on some pretty good swings. Belt is on deck. And another 3-2 pitch. And another one's foul back.
It's a good matchup right here.
So, yeah, we got a good challenge going here.
Pomeranz has just a natural cut to his fastball, a lot like the natural cut to Madison Bumgarner. The difference, Bumgarner low 3/4 release, Pomeranz over the top of the high 3/4. Nevertheless, though, it's a fastball that gets in tight on righties. And he's throwing good hard cutters at Pence right now.
Going back in. Up the middle. Pomeranz spears it. That's 1. And that's 2. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. It's 4-3 Giants. Some of the sights and sounds here at the ballpark today. It's 4-3 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Javier Lopez, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy, 48th time he's come in. No record with a 1.78 ERA. 18 base runners allowed, 25 and a third. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup from 3 different directions. 3 different arm slots.
So here's Vogt. 1 ball and no strikes. Vogt is 0 for 3. And a strike. Zobrist. And then Reddick. 2-1. It may be that Lopez will face Zobrist as well, with Reddick on deck, and then Ike Davis. Panic from shallow right field. Let's check in with Amy G.
Hey guys, just adding on to now Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. Giant skipper Bruce Bochy talked about how it was a true honor to manage Randy. He said when he came over here, not only was he a great teammate, but he was very influential on a very young pitching staff. He said Randy always made himself available and was very, very approachable, and is very grateful for what he added to that team. Guys?
Well, that's a fact. You know, when you only see a player for a long time in another uniform and you read his body language and you wonder, well, what's he going to be like when we see him every day? He was terrific.
He was a ball player. Constant dialogue about pitching, how to read hitters. Learn a lot from a guy like that.
Zobrist bounces this one to Crawford. Crawford gloves it and throws it, and Zobrist is retired. And with 2 outs, here's Reddick. The 60th member of the Hall of Fame to wear a Giants uniform.
Wow. Wow. I did not know that.
That's the most, by the way. The next team has 2. No. 25 were primary Giants players. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. All right, let me see.
Meet my 95-year-old grandpa Frank. He's a Pearl Harbor survivor, and this is his first Giants game. Even though he's an A's fan, thank you, Grandpa, for your service. I love you. Hi, Amy G. It always gets back to Amy G.
Yeah, it does. Tap foul. Well, it's nice to meet you, Grandpa.
Well, she is a gamer babe from Tracy, so welcome to the yard, Grandpa Frank.
He's got his glove on.
Survive Pearl Harbor, you're a gamer.
0-2. On the ground. Panic. Side retired. Lopez, terrific. Belt. Crawford. And Grandpa Frank. 4-3 Giants.
13th through the 16th, and Saturday the 15th, first 40,000 fans will receive a 2-for-1 flight voucher from Virgin America. And on Sunday the 16th, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Juan Marichal replica statue courtesy of Coca-Cola. You need tickets, go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
All right, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Highlights, reactions, analysis. It's all coming up. It's a 4-3 lead for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Back to the game.
Pitcher now for the A's, Eric O'Flaherty. Saw O'Flaherty earlier in the series. It's a high 3/4 release with a fastball. He'll cut and sink with a slider and a changeup to go with it. 39 base runners in 20 innings, however.
Belt. Zobrist kicks it around. No chance. Stay tuned for the wrap. That's coming up in just a little bit. And Michael also talked about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KMBR 680.
It's got to be a weird feeling if you're a base runner down the line trying to get to first base, and all of a sudden the second baseman throws a ball and you're kind of running right into the ball.
Yeah. And you can see it all developing.
I mean, you can see on the shift, Zobrist from right now, that's an angle. The ball's coming right at Belt and almost got him.
All right, that's a hit. So here's Crawford. Crawford lifts it into left center field. And it curls over towards Canna, and Canna makes the catch. And that'll bring up Adrianza. No. Adrianza was out there, but it's going to be Lopez.
Bunt situation. Does have a hit in his big league career, though, and an RBI.
Well, Ike Davis is due to lead off the ninth, and I'm sure Lopez will take the field, and then Davis would probably be pinch hit for.
A's have two right-handers left on their bench, Fegley and Smolinski.
So Lopez takes a strike. Lopez spears at it. It's 0-2. One and two to Lopez. And a good bunt. So Lopez does his job. How about that? Second career sacrifice bunt. Lopez will be the first to tell you that he can do it all.
Well, I mean, it's not an easy one to bunt either from a left-handed cutter like Pomeranz has and get that thing down the first base side if you're a left-handed hitter. Nice job.
He always says it, however, with a smile on his face.
Kind of. I think he's serious.
He might be. So Flaherty now to face Maxwell. Maxwell struck out in the sixth. Here he takes it wide. 1 ball and no strikes. There's Santiago Casilla. Two and 0. I bet it's hot in Denver. What do you think?
Well, the way they scored runs today, there's been 23 runs scored there in 6 innings. Yeah, I have to believe it's hot.
2-0 pitch coming up. Maxwell. Lowry kicks it around. Everybody's safe. Lowry was going to have to hurry. Maxwell runs pretty good, but I do believe that'll be an error.
A lot going on. And Brandon Belt, I mean, he got right in the way, and I think that may have taken some of the concentration away from Lowry. So the Giants trying to add on here, going to get another shot to do it.
It'll be an error on Brett Lowry. You see Simeon with 28. Brett Lowry now with 19.
That's a lot of errors on the left side of the infield.
So here's Pagan. And Pagan doesn't waste any time as he lifts this one out to Reddick, and that's going to end the inning. So here comes the 9th. It's 4-3 Giants.
Gentlemen, a 2-run homer back in the first inning. The first 2 of what would be a 3 RBI day for Duffy. And has picked it clean. Here's the opposite field base hit for his 3rd RBI. So in a game where the Giants have scored 4 runs, he's knocked in 3. He's our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
So there's Matt Duffy, a good ball game. Jake Smolinski was announced as the pinch hitter, so that's when Bruce Bochy came out. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back.
So Santiago Casilla once again being asked to come in and save this one. He has 25 saves on the year, 43rd appearance, 4-2 with a 3.06 ERA. Casilla, 2 types of fastball, and he'll go low to mid 90s with velocity, curveball, cutter, changeup. Go get him.
So here's Smolinski. Started, went 1 for 3 in the game last night. And he takes a pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes. Brett Lawrie. And then the pitcher spot. And a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield straight away, same on the infield. Belt quite a ways off the line at first. And that's to the backstop. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Three runs, 8 hits for the A's, 4 runs, 12 hits for the Giants. Hudson started. Graveman started. Two and two.
Dropping that 2-seamer around that outside corner. So in this at bat, Smolinski's seen 2 strikes that have really been on the corner, 1 on the inside, 1 on the outside. And now Casilla has a chance to put him away.
Three and two.
Easy take. Lawrie chalking up in the A's on deck circle.
Timeout was called.
Well, you need to take a little walk, get yourself composed, because no pitcher likes that. You see it taking a long time, and you see Kerwin Danley, the plate umpire, bailing out, calling the timeout.
So the hitter's going to be Brett Lawrie. Laurie's 1 for 3. Fegley is on deck. Fegley would be the last available pinch hitter for Bob Melvin. So here's Brett Lawrie. Pop up out of play. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Lawrie going right after that first pitch fastball.
He likes that fastball, doesn't he?
He does.
And a base hit into center field. So the tying run is in scoring position. The lead run is at first. And Bruce Bochy is taking a walk.
Well, situation 2 now for Bob Melvin to decide what he wants to do with Fegley. Does he want to bunt him? set up a runner at second, third, 1-out situation, or do you want to let him go ahead and swing away at it? Dr. Strickland going to head down ASAP and start cranking. Giants are going to defend against a bunt.
Figley is hitting .276. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Smolinski runs pretty good. He's at second base. Crawford in panic at double play depth. Casilla not ready. And he will keep an eye on Smolinski. No runs have been scored in this game since the fourth inning, where the A's scored twice. Hook foul. It's 0-2.
It is a strikeout situation for Casilla with that runner at second base. You do not want to give up 90 feet with a productive out here. You want an out that is not going to allow Smolinski a chance to get to third. That's the goal if you're Santiago Casilla.
Way outside, 1-2. The pitch wasn't even close. A walk and a single.
Defense playing straight up against Figley.
Got him.
And there's the strikeout he's looking for, and he goes to the cutter to get it. And this is right on the outside corner, and you can see just a little flat slide that goes away from the right-handed hitting Figley. And that's a big out, a non-productive one, the one he was looking for.
So here's Semien. 0 for 3. Runs well. Runner goes. Posey's throw to third, and they got him. Smolinski was out by 5 feet. And not running was Brett Laurie. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. If you're going to risk a steal, your back runner's got to be in on it because he's got to go too. That's a free 90 feet for Laurie at first. And now the A's lose the runner in scoring position, and the throw from Posey, absolute strike. And Smolinski had none chance. And you see the reaction from Casilla. He knows how big that mistake was.
Yeah, umpire telling us the scoreboard's wrong. It's no balls and 1 strike. Just outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's a good breaking ball there, though. I mean, that's one that the guy will think about swinging at, especially if he gets in a 2-strike situation. The other breaking balls he's throwing, the other curveballs have been pretty easy takes. They've been so far off the plate away.
Foul back, 1-2.
Again, right back to the cutter, and he's laying it out there in a perfect location. everybody up on their feet.
Another sellout crowd here this afternoon. It's 1-2. Outside, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
90-mile-an-hour cutter, riding that pitch hard right now. It's the one that got him the strikeout against Fegley.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Now the runner goes, swinging a pop-up. Buster Posey coming back, and it's going to be out of play. That looked like it had a little hang time to it.
Had big-time hang time. And that's not the pitch you want to throw to a guy who's got power, and Simeon's got plenty of that. And Buster Posey took notice. I don't think he's going to call this curveball again. I mean, that's just lazy, right up there in the kill zone. And the Giants get away with one.
2-2. Three and 2.
Comes back again with the curveball, but way away, and really kind of an easy take there.
There's Canna, who's on deck. Three and 2. Runner will be on the move. Out of play. Coming back with a fastball.
Well, that was 94-mile-an-hour fastball with TC movement on the outside corner. That's a quality fastball in a good location. Casilla slowing it down. Getting gathered, getting committed.
Three and 2. Runner goes. Got him, and that's the ball game. Giants sweep the A's here in this 3-game series. And this was a tight one today. And they scored 4 early runs, and then they held on.
Well, now Tim Hudson could put his name on the list. He has now had a win against every team in Major League Baseball. Congratulations to Tim Hudson.
So the Giants now have won 11 of their last 12. Final score, Giants 4, A's 3. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Eastern's Giants postgame live with interviews on the wrap. That's going to start right now.